Mickey Talks.
Well, hello. Matt, I got to tell you, very excited because today we are on Facebook where we're doing it a different way. Normally we go live straight through, but today we're using our software that we used for YouTube, everything else, just to see how it works, right?
Yeah.
So that we can get full production on Facebook as well, because the Facebook people have been great. All the fans on Facebook.
But unfortunately,
and
they
stuff.
can't see like if we post video clips or graphics or things like that.
So, but now today it's really cool. They have they got what do you call it on there? The words. I can't think of what
the
it's
banners.
called.
The banners.
No. Closed caption.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's cool. Now I know what I'm saying. Now I can read what I'm saying. It helps me.
We need that Garrett Morris closed captioning.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Mickey Talks is brought to you by.
That was great. So Matt, today's a big day if you're in the service industry.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
National Waitstaff Day. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
National Waitstaff Day.
You know what? That is one job I never had, but have complete and total respect for.
I have done it. I have employed them. I have every aspect of that server industry I've been involved in, whether it's a manager, an owner, a server. It's a great business.
Well, listen to this survey and see how you answer to some of these questions.
Yeah,
here,
ask
okay?
me the questions.
Yeah. All right.
Happy
so,
National Waitstaff Day. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, National Waitstaff Day.
So anybody in the waiting business, the service industry, happy day to you.
Yeah, look, if you're going to be out at a restaurant or a bar tonight,
Tip a little extra.
tip nice. Yeah. So have you ever eaten food off a customer's plate?
Yes.
Like what?
I'm not going to lie. Somebody left some steak and they didn't want it.
my God.
What I did, though, I take it in the back. I cut off where they chewed.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
What the hell what's the difference?
I don't know, man. You think about people sneezing on their food.
Oh,
or-
relax. Like, people like that. I don't care. I can't ask
I
you
was
this.
thinking
You're
like maybe a
married.
fry.
Oh, I've eaten fries as I'm
Yeah.
taking them out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I know somebody very well, right? Very well that has no shame in their game. Right off the plate, taking it out, a piece of calamari.
Off of a customer's plate?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
You
yeah.
mean before it reaches the customer.
Well, maybe an onion ring disappeared into the apron.
It's got to be tempting, man.
Dude, of course, all day long you're taking food to people. What's one onion ring?
Well, you also, I feel like, don't you get sick of the smell, just the smell of your restaurant after a while?
Maybe. It never really bothered me that
Yeah.
much. But I don't mind it. I really don't.
32% of servers say they've done that before. How about, have you ever, Kai, I know the answer to this, I'm sure. Have you ever come into work sick or hungover?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that's 81%. Have you ever finished a customer's alcoholic beverage?
I've never done that because I wasn't a big drinker.
Yeah.
But I've never drank after a customer.
What did you see like bartenders and servers do though?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I think it's different because you can use a different fork to eat.
Right.
But you got to drink out of the same glass or shot glass.
Yeah.
That one I think might be where the difference lies.
Only 6% said yes, they've finished a customer's alcoholic beverage. Have you ever given someone free food or free drink because you thought they were cute?
Say it again.
Have you ever hooked somebody up with free food or drink because you thought they were cute?
Oh hell yeah! What are you kidding me?
That's
I met my second wife.
Is that right?
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I've done that many times.
30% of people said yes, they've
Dude,
done that.
When I was at Hammerjacks
Yeah.
managing, I would see like the hottest girl in the world. Not the hottest, because I'm not walking up to the hottest girl in the world, but like an attractive girl that I
Yeah.
thought she'd never. And I would walk up and I'd see her trying to get a drink. It's packed. And I'd walk up and, we wore street clothes. There was no uniform.
Yeah.
So I'd walk up and I would just go, trying to get a drink. And she'd be like, yeah, my God, it takes forever. I go, what do you want? And they'd be, whatever. Miller Lite. I go, okay, hold on. And I'd just weasel right up to the bar. As soon as I'd see the bartender, I'd just raise my hand. They'd come right to me, obviously, right? And I'll just go, 2 Miller Lights, please. And she'd give them to me, and I'd turn around, and I'd hand one to the girl. And then I would say, cheers. And she would go, how did you do that? And I would just go, I'm just got it like that or whatever. And then, like, I met so many girls that way.
I'm sure.
Right. And then later in the night, they'd see me do something else, and they'd come up and they'd go, "Hey, you work here or something?" And I'd go, "Something like that." Yeah.
You should have gone, give it to your boyfriend.
Yeah, give it. Well, I'll tell you the funniest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
One time, there were two girls standing there. And Matt, when I say smoking hot, Jesus, like, I mean, any man, any woman would have looked at these two girls and not like crazy slutty. They were just beautiful, dressed really good. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God. And it's packed. And I'm like, I got to get them a drink, right? So they're both standing in line, like at the bar, it's 5 or 6 deep. And they both have, I'll never forget it. Do you remember Ice House beer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They both had Ice House beers, right? So they're standing there. And as I'm walking and I get to the service bar by the stage, wasn't really a service bar, but kind of blocked off from the public.
Yeah.
You could get to the one side of that one bar. And I walk back there and I grab 2 Ice Houses. And as I'm walking back around, I kind of look to make sure they're still there. And there's these 2 6'5" huge guys with them. Right. So I'm like, oh my God. So they both have Ice House drinks too. Right.
Yeah.
So I go back real quick. I grab 2 more, right? And I come walking out with 4 Ice House beers. And as I walk up, they're kind of looking at me and I go, here you go, guys. And one dude's like, I've been trying to get these for 10 minutes. And he goes, man, thanks so much. Why'd you do that? I went, well, I'm not going to lie. I saw the 2 girls first. I told them the whole story, right? So they started laughing. Come to find out, both of these guys had been drafted by the Washington Redskins.
Wow.
I never got their names.
Yeah.
But, dude, they were 6'5",
Yeah.
260, just studs. I mean, and the women were so gorgeous. And the one dude was like, man, that's really cool of you. And I'm like, nah, it's not. I was trying to hit on your girl, dude. And they were laughing so hard.
I'm not going to kill you now, little white man.
Exactly. One was white, one was black.
Yeah.
And the black guy was laughing so hard. He's like, I appreciate your game, man. And we were at that point, we were probably the same age, early 20s, 22, 23. And that was hilarious. Like I saw those 2 guys and I'm like, shit.
That is funny. Yeah. So 30% of people said they have hooked people up because they were cute.
Yeah.
Have you ever snuck off into the bathroom just to get a break?
Next question.
88% said yes to that, by the way. And have you ever retaliated against a rude customer?
I told a customer, get the out.
Yeah.
Get the
well, you were the manager, so that was probably your job,
the owner.
right? Yeah, the owner and the manager.
As a manager, yes. Well, even as a doorman, like working the front doors.
Yeah.
Some nights, like somebody doesn't show up, or so you're there IDing people. I'll tell you right now, women are when you're dealing with drunk people, which is a lot, especially towards the end of the night when checks come up and people start, my friend when all that shit happens, women, I will take 10 pissed off guys over 2 pissed off women.
Really?
Oh my God. Because the women are fearless. I think men always have in the back of their mind, like, this guy might punch me in the face.
Yeah, I could get punched in the face.
I don't think women have that.
Right.
I wish they did. Like, it sounds terrible, but I wish more women understood, like, when you talk to certain people a certain way, certain people don't care. And
they
will hit you.
Didn't you ever get like a female bouncer for that reason?
Dude. So Julie at Hammerjacks, I got to get her on the show to tell some stories.
Yeah.
I mean, because like Julie was one of the best. She was, I think, the second female door person ever at Hammerjacks. And really, it was in a month of the first one. But Julie was great because Julie could tell when a girl was just beyond any, like you couldn't, and you can as a man just go, look, woman, get the out and grab her and throw her out the door like you can a guy.
Of course.
Not that I'm going to do that anyway at my size, but like you just look at the doorman and go, get rid of him. And they just grab him and throw him out.
Yeah.
Women,
you got to be gently restrain them.
Julie would walk up right to him. She'd go, you got 3 seconds, or I'm going to grab you by your hair and throw you through that door. And other girls would be like, you're not going to, right through the door. Right? It was hilarious. But I mean, after 12 minutes of saying, ma'am, your check's $24.
Yeah.
Pay it. Well, my friend didn't get the whipped cream on it. Ma'am, $24. Pay it. After 12 minutes of that, you just look at somebody and go, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore.
You know, I think women are probably more apt to punch and kick a guy on the way out than they would a female bouncer that grabs him and tries to take him outside. Do you agree
Yeah.
with that?
Say it again. A woman would be what?
Yeah. So a woman,
Yeah.
if a male bouncer
Yeah.
was taking
Physically
her outside,
handling her.
handling her,
Yeah.
she would be more apt to kick and punch him
Oh, yeah.
than she would a female
Well,
bouncer.
once another
Yeah.
woman grabs a woman
Yeah.
and that smaller woman or weaker woman realizes when it comes to men, they don't ever think, oh, this guy's going to punch me back.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Julie throw guys out too, though. Like, she was no joke.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have fought Julie for real. Like in the back alley, there would have been a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for real. And she was in great shape, like, shredded. You know,
I mean, especially with the ladies training MMA now. you know?
I also have a really good understanding of people that know how to fight.
Yeah.
They don't act like assholes.
No,
It
not usually.
never
you're right.
gets to that point.
They want to avoid it normally.
Well, anybody that can really fight, they give that person 10 seconds. Because if you can really fight, you're not going to give them a chance to get other people involved. You just know what to do.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many guys just be like, dude, get this guy away from me or it's going to be ugly.
And I think they also know that if this does pop off, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, I'm
that
going to
guy's
get
not going to win.
Right.
I'm going to win.
I'm going to go to
Yeah,
jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's very true. Yeah. I've been in an argument with a guy before and looked in his eyes and I knew right away, I'm dead if I don't de-escalate this
Yeah.
right now.
We could talk to John Rallo about that. Who is
Well, look
is
at
he
John.
coming
He's the
tomorrow?
John
Yeah.
Rollo, MMA, UFC, early guy, went on to get Shogun fights, ground control.
Tommy Lee's bodyguard.
Tommy Lee's bodyguard,
Yeah.
the nicest human being you'll ever meet until it's time not to be. When he was at Harbor Inn as a doorman, and he was
Yeah.
like 18 or 19, and the toughest guys on the planet hung out there because that's where the tough guys hung out.
Yeah.
You went there to prove yourself. I went there to watch guys prove themselves. I had nothing to prove. The only thing I had to prove, I was the smallest guy there.
Yeah, man. I mean, John is a mountain, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
And
I
he's
mean,
just so freaking strong,
yeah,
fast,
yeah.
athletic, everything that those guys are great at.
And a super intelligent, smart guy.
Amazing
on top
man.
Of it all, you know.
Some of
Yeah.
the toughest dudes I ever met were quiet, very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you get to that level of ass kickery, you don't get there by being an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Of
And the
course.
psychology behind fighting.
I mean, he was one of the first guys trained by the Gracies.
Yeah.
On the East
I
Coast.
believe he trained under Henzo.
I think it was Henzo in New York.
Yeah. Which was like a legend. I mean,
Yeah.
and he was the first, I think, I'll have to double check with John. He may have been the first non-Gracie black belt ever given.
He wasn't.
It wasn't
no,
him?
No, there were the Dirty Dozen out in California.
Okay.
Were the first guys. But
Okay. But John was
he,
very
early
right?
on. He
Yeah.
was a black belt.
Okay.
Oh yeah, very.
You know
early
a
in the
lot about
sport.
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
followed
know
it. I'm
one
interested.
thing. Had John not got injured, I think he would have been a world-class guy. I mean, I
I'm-
think he
I'm
would have been
sure.
way
Yeah.
up there, but he was early. He was in the infancy of the UFC.
And he was instrumental in bringing mixed martial arts to Maryland. If it wasn't for him, he
Shogun
wouldn't even
fights,
be here.
all the ones
Yeah.
at the arena, Maryland Live. That is all John Rollo. I remember the 2 or 3 years when he would come on the show trying to get it legalized.
Yeah.
But in the state, I mean, John is a smart man and a very tough one.
Agreed.
and a great guy to call a friend.
He's going to be here Thursday, tomorrow. Is it
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah,
And then,
tomorrow.
you know who else we have coming up? Next, we're off Monday for the holiday.
Yeah.
We're also off Friday. You
Yeah,
wanna talk
listen,
about that?
Everybody, normally we're at Natalie's every Friday. I am taking off this Friday. My grandmother will be laid out this Friday evening from 4 to 9, and then the service is on Saturday. So we are not going to have a show Friday, but we will be back Monday.
Back on Tuesday.
Tuesday, I'm sorry, because we're going to enjoy the holiday as well.
Yes.
I'm going to miss you, Matt.
I know, man. So we're going to have 4 days away. It's the longest we've been apart in
Yeah,
months.
that's the truth. Thursday night, tomorrow night after the show, I will be at the Barrel House
Yeah.
for 3 guys walk into a bar. It's myself, a hypnotist, and a magician doing 3 different acts. Friday night, I think I'm good. Saturday, I'm at Reckless Shepherd Brewery in Columbia. And then Sunday at Twain's Tavern in
Wow, you have some
Pasadena.
shows coming up.
Yeah, hopefully some people will make it out
Yeah.
because I'm looking forward to it.
And then when we're back on Tuesday, we have BJ Kerwin, who is a Baltimore drummer,
Yes.
who is now the drummer for Candlebox.
Not a bad gig, BJ.
And we got to talk to him about. They just announced they're doing dates with the Who when they
I
come
know.
to town, so we'll talk to him about that.
How old's BJ?
BJ,
He's a little younger than us, isn't he?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
for sure. He's in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but been around this scene for a long time.
Yeah.
Playing with other great musicians.
Yeah. Jimmy Ha brought him up yesterday when he
Yeah.
talked about the other guy.
Yeah, Island Styles.
Yeah.
They share that guitar player,
Yeah.
Candlebox and
Jimmy's. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
And then we have Evan Woodard, who will be who's the magnet fisherman from Baltimore. We're gonna talk to him on
Yeah, so this
Wednesday.
dude goes out and he uses magnets and he pulls things off the bottom of the bay and the
Do you ever watch
rivers.
these?
I've
guys
never
do that?
seen him. I've seen a
Yeah.
guy do it off a bridge somewhere in the south, and the
I get
cops
sucked
pull
into
up.
all that, man.
Me too. It's
yeah,
wild.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's going to pull up something one day.
Well, they do. They pull up gold guns and
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm going to do it in Loch Raven one day. Nobody there. Just see what happens.
Yeah. And then
What
on
could go wrong, right?
who do we have on Thursday? Yeah. We have a psychic coming in on Thursday, Amber Poole, who is a medical intuitive and a medium.
Now, man, when you say medical intuitive, they can tell if shit's wrong with you in advance.
I don't want to misrepresent her, but I think, I think she does some kind of scan and is able to tell you things about your health.
That's pretty wild
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's amazing to me. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm always interested in, and I'm open-minded that somebody might, just
Of course. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally open-minded to it all.
yeah.
I want to believe that there's an afterlife, and B, that we're going to see the people we love again, and be even greater to know that we are able to communicate with them in some way.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, I think that people, I don't think anyone can talk to the dead. I don't. 'Cause I have to believe that they can. Because if they can, then they're supernatural. And that means we all should be able to do it. And if they can't tell us how to do it, it's
Well, I think she does workshops on that, on mediumship.
really.
Yeah.
I
I don't
gotta
think she
do it.
claims that this is like a superpower of hers. I think she claims that this is something people can learn.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk to her about it.
Yeah. I mean,
but, you know,
I'm certainly I'm not saying, oh, she's a fake, or it's not that.
I think she's going to do a reading for us.
Wow.
And who knows? Maybe we'll be able to get somebody to call in, or
Yeah, we'll
you know.
see how it goes. And
Yeah.
what's the date of that one?
that is the 29th, Thursday the 29th. So it's not this Thursday, but next Thursday, a week from tomorrow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, good stuff coming up.
Yeah, man. Glad. And
Yeah.
the show just keeps doing better. You know, Matt, also, oh, by the way, a show brought to us by Barnes Paving. The great people there at Barnes Paving, look them up, barnespaving.com, BARNES paving.com. Give them a call, 443-243-3710. Commercial, residential, driveways, milling, crack filling, anything you need. Barnes Paving is MHIC licensed and insured and accredited with the BBB. That's the Better Business Bureau. No job too big or too small. And when you call them, make sure you mention Mickey Talks and get 10% off. But Matt, the thing I wanted to say to you, I just flew out of my head when I was reading the Barnes Paving. We were, what were we just talking
We're talking about mediums and talking to the dead, and
son of a bitch.
talking about her doing like a medical scan on us or reading.
Yeah, it had something to do with another guest or a guest I wanted. I apologize.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to bring up, though, is that, this is it. I know what it is. We talked about this before the show. You know, I started watching more and more podcasts as we started doing this,
Yeah.
right? And nobody really does it like we're doing. It's different. Like, people have their different things.
Do you mean local podcasts to us in Maryland here?
Anywhere. Like,
Yeah,
I don't see anybody doing really the kind of thing we're doing. By the way, do you see this? How loose? Look.
I know mine fell off the other day. I think
I
it was
don't
right
know
after
what-
you used it. I think you twisted around. You're always moving, and I think you twisted around.
I swear to God, like, this is so fucking aggravating.
You need a roadie, man. We need a roadie in here for you to handle
just like
microphone
real-
mishaps.
God, this won't even spin now. It's like
No.
stuck.
Here, unplug it. I'm going to talk for a minute. You unplug it. And yeah, just
Put the camera on you.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Thank you. So, yeah, we're not going to be at Natalie's on Friday. Hopefully, returning the following Friday. And, yeah, Mickey is trying to get the microphone back up on the stand right now. So, yeah, good guest coming up. And today, I think we're going to get into Matt's Music Minute in a little bit. And, of course, That's the Facts. Matt will tell you all the latest happenings and headlines that are going on.
Almost there.
We really need to get you a roadie, man.
No, I don't know what's wrong with these goddamn clips. And I apologize for using that horrible language,
Yeah.
the Lord's name in vain. But I think even Jesus would be a little frustrated.
I don't know if they can hear you.
I think Jesus would even be a little frustrated at this point. My goodness. It's like, come on, man. All right, now that's the best I can do.
There we go.
All right, hopefully
It's looking good.
yeah. I just can never get happy with it. I want to get a lavalier, I swear.
No, those live mics suck.
I think they make good ones now, though. They use them on the news. How bad can they be?
Just use one of the regular stands over there. Just
No, it's
screw
too
it on.
tall.
Yeah.
I need a little tiny stand.
We'll get you a phone book.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, you know what else I was thinking?
Yeah.
Why don't we just get a radio show, too?
Yeah.
Do a radio show in the morning.
Well,
One of these-
now that you say that,
Yeah.
you're right, man. We're doing almost kind of a radio show on TV.
Right. That's what we're
That's
doing.
what we're doing right
yeah.
now.
So why don't we just do a podcast on the radio?
Yeah.
It's not like radio anybody cares anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody. I mean, I know people listen to the radio in the car. I get it. I do. But it's not what it used to be, certainly. But I wouldn't mind doing that. You know what we ought to
want to
try?
get up early in the morning again?
You know what I want to try one time?
What's that?
We do a week of mornings here.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, you mean us here?
Go on like
in the studio?
7:30 to like 9.
Woo.
Could you do it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You want to try
I'm
it?
actually doing it this week,
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah,
But
we can for sure.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
No. I was just saying, I'm on the bay with Huber this week, but yeah, I could get up and do it.
I would love that. I would love to do it. You want to try it?
4 a.m. And yeah, I mean, are people going to be listening in their cars though?
Not 4 a.m. 7:30. We'll go on the air at 7:30 and just do our show.
Okay, so start at 7:30.
Yeah, we'll start at 7:30 in the morning.
That's even easier.
Yeah, we'll get it maybe 7, whatever, 7:30. We'll do it till about 9. We'll book a guest like it's nothing. Do our show one morning. See if
I
people
like
are
it.
into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, chat room, what do you think? Should we do a morning show? See what you do it, right?
Yeah, when would you like to listen to us live? I mean, you can listen to us at any time through all the podcast platforms and through the YouTube channel, which, by the way, please like. Thank you for all the subscriptions because we're up to
700.
We're over 700 now. Yeah,
Guys, listen. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this to YouTube, please do. Also, if you use Rumble, subscribe there. If you use Spotify, look us up.
Apple Podcasts,
Apple
Amazon.
Podcast, everything. We're on everything. Just click everything for us.
But if you were going to listen to us live, would you rather listen to us in the afternoon or would you rather listen to us in the morning?
If I have my, you know what? I like these hours that we do now. I do like it. But if I could start, I would do a morning show at like 7:30.
Yeah.
7. I could do one at 7. If I could wake up at 6 a.m., not 4:30.
But who's going to let you do that? They're going to make you get in there at 5:30.
Fuck them. I'm not doing it. Here's the rules. I'll do a show from, let me tell you something. Any radio station right now that could get ratings anyway, they would take it. Radio is dying a miserable death, right? I mean, if you just read the trades and stuff.
There's a good show in town, though.
Huh?
There's some good shows in town.
Oh, there's good, really good shows here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a medium. If
Yeah.
you read the national trends on radio, I mean, nobody cares about music anymore on the radio. The only things that are working are the things that are working. Sports and personalities.
And talk, yeah.
And talk. That's it.
Yeah.
Who the hell cares about music anymore? You listen to music on your own phone.
Talk and drive time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I want to do it.
I put the phone number up on the window here so they can Either call or text if they want to.
I figured out why we don't get a lot of calls, by the way.
Yeah,
Most people watch us on their phone.
that makes a lot of sense.
So that's the weird part.
Yeah.
But I would love to get a lot of calls. You know what I mean?
We could get a text number too. You know that?
We have one.
Well, that's true. Yeah, people can text us here. 443-626-7111.
Yeah, text all you want. Here, I'll tell you what the last text we got was.
Numbers on the screen.
I think it was from Rocky. Yeah, Rocky. And it said, oh, God, I hate you. All right. It said, so glad to see Mike Moran and you reconnect. Glad to see him. That Rocky sent that. I didn't check it, but Rocky sent that when Mike was on. Yeah, if anybody wants to text us, 443-626-7111. Text us anything. Not naked pictures, though. Matt and I aren't that kind of men. So, ladies, keep to yourself. All right, I don't want all your naked pictures.
You got a real problem with that, right?
Yeah, I have a terrible problem. All these women sending me naked pictures, Matt. I don't know how I live with it. I feel devilish inside. You know what's funny? As you get older, man, like the things that used to like, you'd be like, oh, yeah, as a young guy. Now you're like, oh, God, I don't feel like dealing with this.
Yeah.
You find that? You find like the older you get, like certain things you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
absolutely.
Yeah. I just don't care.
I don't really care. I mean, I never really put too much into appearance, but I don't really care about appearance anymore. Do you?
You know what's funny? It's not that I care about my appearance. I think I care about now. I went through serious depression for so long where I would go out in public. I'd look like I was homeless. I wouldn't shave for 6-7 days. Hair was all messed up, you know. So now I at least try to look presentable when I go out.
Taking care of yourself is a mood booster too.
But I am certainly not a vain guy.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you've seen me many times. And wait a minute, I just got a text that said, what if the woman's picture has a pierced nipple in it? That's a little too risque, I think, for this show, even, Matt.
Yeah.
To even read that text.
No,
I'm
thanks.
ashamed I read it. And whatever guy sent me that, shame on you. Hold on, we got another text. Let me see who this one's from. Give me a second, bud. I do like the text stuff, though. Let's see. Well, I don't want to read this one. But it says, you guys would destroy people in the morning.
Wow.
I do think there's a, you know.
Would people listen in their cars, like on their phones? Is that how that would work then? Because we'd be streaming live to Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, they could listen in their cars. They can listen now in their car.
Yeah.
All you got to do is connect your Bluetooth and listen to us every day at 5.
That's all I listen to now.
All I listen to is my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I listen to a lot is I listen to Bill Maher's podcast. What is that called? Oh my God. Oh, not Real Time. That's the name of his show. Club Random.
Club Random.
Yeah, because he has great guests.
Yeah.
And he, like, the thing I love about Bill Maher, he'll talk to anybody about anything. And that's interesting to me. That's the kind of show people go, how can you have so-and-so on? What are you talking about? I'll talk to anybody. There are maybe 10 people on earth I wouldn't talk to just because I don't want any of their words to get out. But other than that, like, I would talk to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes real people and real stories are more interesting than going through some polished interview with a celebrity even.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, the text about the nipple,
yeah,
that was from a woman, not a man. I just got corrected and I apologize. You know, man, it's funny. Like when I think about when we were doing radio, it was a different world. You know, you were out in the community all the time. I just feel like the stations were more neighborhoody kind of things. You knew the neighborhoods.
Yeah, like on the streets.
Yeah. And don't you feel like that's gone a little bit from radio?
Yeah.
You know, maybe some are out there doing it and I'm just missing it. But I do feel like, you know, I remember doing appearances all the time.
I think a lot of it comes down to money, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
Like there isn't as much of it going around to have radio stations out on the streets as much as they did back in our day.
Yeah, I think
I think we're doing that a little bit with this podcast. I mean, we're out at Natalie's every Friday.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
if you're a personality in any way, you got to get out and see people.
Yeah.
If they're going to listen to you, you got to go thank them and see them and bring the show to them sometimes.
Right.
Otherwise, I just think you're a lazy slob. You're taking it for granted, and you become entitled.
That's true.
What
do you think about doing a live podcast every now and then? We have access to a great space that we could do that.
You mean here?
Yeah.
I just don't know if enough people would show up.
We should make it maybe like our VIPs can do that with us.
You mean like you set it all up in there and have what, 30, 40 people in there?
30, 40, 400,
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. How do you get 400 to show up at 5 o'clock on a weekday to watch us talking to a microphone?
Right. Our Patreon listeners,
When do we get Patreon and how do we get it?
We could do Patreon.
What's the extra content they get? Stand-up material?
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be that.
Some extra interviews.
I'll do nude pics.
Extra shows.
I'll do nude pics. I
Yeah.
know you won't. You're a married man. I'll do them if anybody wants them. I can't imagine who would pay for them.
Mix OnlyFans.
I have an idea for the show to raise money, by the way.
Yeah.
I do the show naked and people pay me to get dressed.
I
We
might
could make
pay you,
10,000.
dude. I might-
Yeah. We could make 10 grand 2 minutes in. Get dressed, you fat slob. I think that'd be a hell of a marketing tool.
Yeah, I might go broke. I'll be the one paying you. Please, Mick.
It's funny, Matt. Like shows like this, when we don't have guests, I find them to be very relaxing, more fun.
Yeah.
But I also think I do love an audience and I do love that stuff. We are going to figure out a way to do some of this live and really make, especially over the summer where we can get out easily. Maybe we do more at Natalie's or another place,
We'll do some bonuses for people. We'll get them some entertainment while they come out for our podcast too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put together whole things.
Contests. We'll have some fun, play some games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of Natalie's, let's get right into Matt's Music Minute, brought to us by Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. The fine people at Natalie's, Lou, Zach, Natalie, just great people. And I want to tell you this weekend, here's what's coming up. Friday night, again, we will not be there this week only because of my grandma. So I want to thank them for being very understanding. They are the best people. Tonight up there, I believe it is Scott and Stephanie. And if you have not, it's Scott Spivey, who's done our show.
Oh, yeah.
And Stephanie Bowen, who's one of the best singers I've ever seen in my life. You got to come up one Wednesday, Matt. You know what I mean?
They're there every Wednesday.
Yeah. And it's a great time. Friday night, Fire Kite.
They're great as well.
You've seen them?
Yeah, I've seen Fire Kite. I've had them on Noise in the Basement a bunch of times. Really great band.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And then Deep Space 90s is playing. And then Benny Clough will be opening that show.
Cool.
So congratulations and thank you to Natalie's Seafood Kitchen in Falston. Incredible food, by the way. Have you eaten yet?
Oh my God, amazing food! Yeah, everything I've had there has been delicious.
So they got this tuna. Do you say poke? How do you say that
it's
word?
a poke bowl, right?
Poke, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Somebody spell it phonetically in the chat room so I don't sound like a total white trash racist. But I think it's poke, tuna poke. I don't mean any disrespect if I'm wrong. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I've gotten it like 6 times.
I know, man. You're addicted to that.
It's so freaking
I always
good.
get crab up there. Their Maryland crab soup is awesome.
Yeah.
I had the crab dip up there.
I really want to try the lobster ravioli. I haven't tried that one
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, I thought you had that one night.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Somebody else did. You know who had it, I think, was Paul's wife, Leslie.
Ah,
I think she had it and liked
okay.
it. So
It looked amazing.
yeah, it did look incredible.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Here's Matt's Music Minute.
All right, we've been talking a lot about drummers, especially with the Foo Fighters. They've actually haven't announced a replacement for drummer Josh Freese yet, but they've added more shows to their schedule. October 2nd in Indonesia, plus dates in
Does that even
Japan,
count?
October 7th and 10th.
Does Indonesia even count if you're in a rock band?
Of course. Yeah,
I don't know. What's the market like? You think so?
I bet the whole country comes out to see them, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's one of those 300,000.
It's probably an event, man.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I get what you're saying.
And Dave's wife, I'm guessing, is probably saying you can only play Asia now.
Right. Yeah. Don't even try it. Don't even try it, you piece of crap.
Yeah. So while they haven't
That's so funny.
announced their replacement, I'll say this: Shane Hawkins, the son of late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins, who's been, a bunch of people have said maybe it's going to be him. He's going to drum for his dad's cover band, Chevy Metal, on a summer tour. That
Chevy Metal.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's beyond great.
The tour starts July 19th in Denver, wraps up August 31st in California, which would be perfect to pick up these fall shows with the Foo Fighters. But we don't know that's going to happen. That's all us kind of speculating at this point.
Well, I just think that like when you are, what is that word? A legend, right? I guess Taylor Hawkins, you'd have to call him a legend.
Sure.
And then you have a son. It's always so hard to be the son, obviously, right? Like, look at Wolfgang.
Yeah.
I mean, he's managed to make his own name. Phenomenal musician.
For sure.
But he's still not Eddie. Everything he does is going to be in his dad's shadow.
Yeah.
So to take your dad's gig, albeit honorable, it's got to be tough for an artist from a individualistic standpoint. Like, forget that that's my dad. Just as a man, I'm playing drums in a band that my dad is it would be tough, I think. Don't you think it would be?
But out of all the rock stars' kids, he's probably doing the best because you've got Slash's son, who's playing some big shows. Yeah.
Look at Bob Dylan's son.
Yeah.
What was his name?
And his daughter. His daughter's out there singing too.
What's his son's name? That one headlight.
Jacob Dylan.
Jacob. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal.
They did great.
That
totally
the
different than his dad.
Wallflowers?
Wallflowers.
Great band.
Yep.
But that's Bob Dylan's son.
Yeah, but you know what? You could not even care about Bob Dylan and love the Wallflowers, though, right?
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it takes sometimes. I mean, when you think back, you got, Julian Lennon, who had a couple great songs, man.
That's true, yeah.
None of the McCartneys really got, did anything.
Yeah.
But then you got things like Dweezil Zappa. You have, really, none of the Zeppelin guys, none of the Stones guys' kids, none of the Who.
The Beatles, you got
Julian Lennon.
Well,
and Sean.
Well,
and Zach.
Well, Starkey.
Zach Starkey.
Zach Starkey. He was drumming with the Who for up until
that's true.
The other day.
Yeah. You imagine the Who throws you out because you're not famous enough and your dad was in the Beatles.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man. Yeah.
Listen, I've often thought about, like, if I had to follow in my father's footsteps on something, would I do it? I think the only way I could ever do it, it's really two ways where I would literally be like, I'm never going to try to be better than my father, or I'm going to be so much better that there is no comparison.
Or just different, right?
That's what I mean.
Your own thing.
You just do it different.
Yeah.
So to jump into your dad's band, I think that's got to be tough for that kid at this point in his life.
Yeah, but
I guess a couple million a year.
Teenager and being asked to play for Van Halen. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, right.
But if anyone deserves it, it's him. It's his dad.
Of course.
So
and
I get it.
He grew up around all of that. So,
You imagine you're sitting in the living room when Eddie Van Halen's writing?
No, the arguably one of the best guitar players who's ever lived.
Ever. To me, he is.
Yeah.
And I respect guys who disagree with me. Yeah. But for me, it gets to a point in music where it's literally just a personal preference. And I understand the Jeff Beck arguments. I understand the Hendrix. I understand the Stevie Ray Vaughns, the Yngwies, all of it. And there's millions of guys. I'm
certainly
forgetting.
A signature sound.
But Eddie Van Halen, I don't think anyone influenced more guitar players than Eddie Van Halen. Influential, maybe Hendrix, maybe. But I still think Eddie, he birthed an entire.
Eddie's got guitar patents. I think he owns like 3 guitar patents.
Yeah. Wild guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And Wolfie's done amazing.
He has.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy, too. He really is a nice guy. Well, keeping with drummers here, GNR is experiencing some growing pains with their new drummer. At a recent Guns N' Roses concert in Mumbai, Axl Rose got upset when the band's new drummer, Brian Tichy, played the wrong song during the show. So Axl stops the show, walks off stage and refused to continue until the set list was fixed. Fans were confused as the band took a short
Axl
break.
Rose is a dick. I'm so sick of his pompous bullshit.
Yeah, he's a baby man.
He is a fucking grown ass child. Like, I love him. It's one of the greatest rock bands that ever lived.
Yeah.
But him and his bipolar bullshit. I'm bipolar too, motherfucker. Like, enough. Like,
Yeah,
I'm a spaz. He got it wrong. I refuse to play.
Well, listen
Well, fuck off.
what happened too. He Brian Tichy, who he just replaced this other guy, Frank Furr, apologized to the crowd, saying he misread the set list. He actually came out and got on.
You know
mic.
what? I'd have went right and punched Axl right in his fat ass overweight face. You piece of crap. God, I'm so sick of that.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that attitude. Like, who does he think? You're a singer.
I mean, listen, when you get chosen as a drummer for a band like Guns N' Roses, you better have your ducks in a row.
I get it.
But stuff happens, right?
Of course it does.
And when it does, you got to be a pro. You
Right.
just keep going.
You not walk off stage like a little
Yeah.
baby
Yeah.
because it's probably his backing vocals weren't on the right click. So now he can't perform because he's not
Oh,
really
I wonder-
singing.
I wonder-
Of course it is.
And
Screw him.
And the teleprompter is
Everything's
not on the right
not.
song.
Yeah, because Axl can't
Ah.
perform because it's not Axl. It's Axl with
Interesting.
10 different pieces of equipment helping him so he can sell 70,000 seats.
That's a fascinating thought.
And then you see guys get up there and they just do it. They just do it. I'll go see Mike Ness from Social Distortion
Yeah.
over Axl Rose 100 times a year. And guess what? Guns N' Roses has more hits. I know more. Well, I do know a lot of Social Distortion. But the point is, I'm watching Mike Ness. If his guitar goes out, his guitar goes out.
That's part of the live show.
He's not throwing a temper tantrum. And,
Yeah.
Hey, Axl, you're a has-been that's still doing it. Like, what are you, 60
Well,
something?
they are packing stadiums.
So
still,
they're
which is
Stones.
Unbelievable.
The Stones are 80.
Off of one real album.
Yeah,
too.
off of one album.
Isn't that incredible,
One.
though? Isn't that
Well,
incredible?
Use Your Illusion was a great album.
Use Your Illusion was all the stuff that they didn't put on Appetite.
Agreed.
You know that?
Agreed. I do know that.
Yeah.
I mean, but however, it's still a good album.
Yeah.
And then he spent 12 years making an Chinese Democracy.
Oh my
The
God.
biggest piece of crap ever
He
recorded.
spent like $14 million
Yeah, he's a
on that, and it
jackass.
took 12 years to complete it.
He's a jackass. I hate that they're so good
Yeah.
because I love Guns N' Roses.
Same.
I mean, some of those songs are just iconic. They're incredible. But Axl is, as a person, just a dick. Just a dick.
I mean, he went through that whole period where he would get there late, and then the concert would be delayed by like 2 hours.
Oh, he's a jackass.
Can you imagine waiting 2 hours extra
No.
to see the headliner come on?
You remember what that time I almost beat Chad Kroger up because he missed the barbecue.
I do remember. Have we ever told that story on this show?
I've told it so many times. Was it on the show when we talked about it last?
I don't think we did it on the show. I think we talked about it off air.
And for those, I'm going to paraphrase it. Nickelback came to Baltimore to play a show, and they were supposed to do a barbecue before their show with 98 listeners. And it was 103 degrees, and Nickelback never showed up. They played the concert, but never showed up and had people sitting out there for hours. So the next day, I went on the air and just trashed them.
And the listeners called you and said, "Hey,
Yeah,
man,
this happened. They never showed
well,
up. This and that.
You guys gave us this prize package
Correct.
where we're supposed to hang out and do a barbecue with Nickelback, and they never showed up."
Yeah. And so I went on the air and I was like, Chad Kroger's an asshole. He's a dick. Didn't even show up. Screw that band. Blah, 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 blah. 15 minutes later, the studio phone rings. It's him. He's at the gate.
He's at the gate.
They were still in town. I didn't know. I thought they were going.
Yeah.
So he comes in the studio. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a 5'3", relatively small man. Chad Kroger's about 6'4",
Yeah.
215, 220.
Super tall guy.
Canadian, former goon hockey player. For real. Like, can fight.
Yeah.
He walks in the studio. He goes, "Which one of you assholes had all this to say?" And I went,
I'm laughing that
me.
you let him in. That's hysterical.
I didn't care. And
Yeah.
I go, "Me." And he looked right at me. And he was like, "What the, And I'm like, "Dude, screw you. I didn't back down." And then he's like, "I will beat you." I go, "We can go outside right now." And then at that point, his brother's like, "Whoa, guys, come on." I think this was all a joke, wasn't it? He looked at me. I'm like, kind of like I'm just calling you guys a dick because you left our listeners.
Yeah.
You know, if it was you, you'd be doing the same thing I'm doing. And he goes, and this is all off air. And he's like, all right, cool. I go, make it right, bro, and it'll be fine. He's like, how do I make it right? I go, get on the air and do it. He goes, you'll let me do that? I go, hold on. I stopped the song. I said, all right, we're back. We're live. It's Chad Kroeger. And people couldn't believe it.
And what did you say to him? You were like, I'm not, you were bad mouthing his music. And you were like, and he started to make it up. And you were like, you know what? I like your music a little bit better now.
Yeah, no. I said when he first walked in, I was like, dude, look, you got the wrong guy. I'm not some super fan. I don't even think you guys are that good. Like, I think you're a dick for not showing up. And I just stood my ground. And then when we got back on the air, he was like, look, you know, we tour a lot. And I do know they're like great with their fans.
Yeah.
Like I do know that. So as he goes, you know, we pride ourselves. We stick around after shows. We talk to people. So to hear a guy say this, it really hurt me. I'm like, I understand, but 98 people were really hurt in 104-degree weather.
And they didn't know, right?
No.
And how is that even possible? Why, somebody dropped the ball big time.
Yeah, probably a label guy that set it up with the station, just didn't follow through with the band management. And when he explained it, I literally went like this. I was like, you know, I'm starting to like your songs a little more. And he started laughing. And by the end of it, he looked me dead in the face. He goes, nah, you got to tell the truth. And I said, what's that? He goes, you were scared out of your mind when I said, let's go outside. And I said, yes, I was, but I would have gone. And he went, and this is cool. He went, I saw that in your eyes, man. He goes, you would have got your ass kicked, but you were willing to go. And I said, I've had my ass kicked many times.
Imagine what a story that would have been had you gotten your butt kicked by
Chad Kroeger
Nickelback.
from Nickelback. Yeah. I could have never shown my face again. But he would have killed me, no doubt about it. I found out later he actually is like a really tough dude. Like he's no joke.
Is that right?
Yeah. But 10 years later, they were playing like I think it was an Thanksgiving football game, and they called the station. And now, but when I did that with them, I was working nights with Jen.
Right. I remember.
10 years later, I'm doing mornings, you know, with Amelia and Scott and Josh. And he calls, and I go, "Hey man, there's a story around here, you know, about you and a dude here." And he's like, "Oh, dude," and he goes, "Dude, every city I go to, some dude walks up to me from the local crew and is like, hey man, is it really true that some radio guy called you out and said he'd fight you in a parking lot?" He goes, "I've answered this question 25,000 times." He's like, yeah. And I go, "What'd you think of that guy?" And he chuckles. He goes, "Was it you?" And I go, "Yeah." And we both just started laughing. And he goes, "If I ever come to town again, I'm kicking your ass." I said, "I'm leaving town if you come again." But it ended up being really cool.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that was a fun moment.
That's funny, man.
I've had some funny rock star moments. Like I forget who the rock star was. We had an interview set up, and apparently he called right on time, but did something really rude. Like he was like, "Hello," and we're like, "Hey," and he goes, "Hey guys, give me a minute. I'm sorry. I hold on." And we're sitting
You're
there.
like live on the air.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Like imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
So we're waiting. I swear to God, 8 minutes. We're just like this. So finally he goes, "Hey, what's up, dude? I'm sorry." I go, "Hey, thanks for calling. Bye." Click, and just hung up. Just never said a word to him.
Who was that? Or you don't want to say?
I can't. It might not have been you know who it was? Who's the girl, the actress from American Pie, the real hot one?
Actress from American, that's in a band?
No, it wasn't a band. I was wrong. She was an actress. Oh, God. Denise Richards.
Oh,
is that her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Denise Richards?
It's one of those chicks. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
One of the hot girl from American Pie.
Okay.
Whoever that is. And I just hung up. And the publicist, the guy that always sets these interviews up, called back to Scott. And he said, "Dude, that was the funniest goddamn thing." He's like, because the whole 8 minutes, I'm like, can't wait to talk to her. I'm just going to hope. Now I remember it because it was her.
Did she know you guys were live on the air?
I think I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of radio stations used to record them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys won't go live.
Right.
Radio guys won't.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of guys like that.
Of course. Yeah.
They won't do anything live. I won't do anything recorded.
Yeah.
I don't like recorded stuff. I like saying it once and then never having to hear it again.
Yeah. Saves you on the
people in the chat room. Axel's on the line. That's what they just said. And then somebody said, "I remember that with Chad. That was incredible." Yeah, it was so much fun. Like I love doing that stuff.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. What else we got in Matt's music?
Now with social media today, news about your favorite band can come from anywhere, really, like a Fleetwood Mac update from a landscaper. Michael Gambino, who owns Gambino Landscape in Simi Valley, California, posted a photo of himself and Lindsey Buckingham on May 12th on Facebook. He wrote the caption that Buckingham was a longtime client of Gambino Landscape, 2 homes, stopped by our job today, and we spoke for about a half hour. He's got a new album coming out in the spring of next year, along with a documentary about Fleetwood Mac, and that's how the world found out about this from his
That's hilarious.
his post. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Rats himself out. Is
Yeah.
that what happened?
yeah.
right?
Well, his landscaper guy shows up, talking to him in the front yard, snaps a little selfie. Guy,
Yeah.
Lindsay tells him what's going on with the band,
And he posts
and
it.
he posts it, and then the world finds out the news. Yeah, probably wasn't even supposed to tell him about the new album or anything.
Of course. And
Yeah.
are all 4 members still alive?
Well,
Lindsey Buckingham,
yeah.
Mick Fleetwood, Stevie Nicks, and the chick. Who was the other one? I feel so bad.
I'm blanking out too.
Oh my
I
God.
know. How come we can't remember her name?
What a sad thing.
Christy.
yeah.
Christy.
Christy
Oh my
Brinkley.
God.
No, Christy McVeigh. No, I'm looking it up. God darn it. Watch, I'm going to ask
Anyway.
Gemini this and see. I use Gemini, by the way, not Google anymore. Same thing, probably. But I just like the little circle it makes.
Didn't Google just buy them?
I think so,
Yeah.
but I like using it better. Who were the members of Fleetwood Mac? Mine doesn't talk either. Just, I
Yeah.
love this. What was her name? Christy something.
McVeigh.
McVeigh.
Chris McVeigh.
God,
God, Lord.
stop.
Oh my God. That was a really bad brain fart, dude.
That
was
was
a couple
horrible.
of old guys.
That was like
With
brain
brain fog.
diarrhea. That
Yeah.
wasn't a fog.
Anyway, he asked if there was going to be they would ever perform together again, and he said that all depends upon Stevie, who apparently is also a client of Michael Gambino's landscaping.
Really?
Yeah,
That's hilarious. I want to know who this Michael Gambino is.
I know.
Were you a Fleetwood Mac fan?
I appreciate them. I was never a huge fan of them.
I'm like you.
But-
We missed them. We
Yeah.
were a little young
Yeah.
for them, but as I learned about music later in life and what really great songwriting, wow,
oh, for
that
sure.
album, Rumors,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah,
what a legendary album.
agreed.
I turned my son onto it, and he was like blown away by it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing that thing from them.
I appreciate them more now.
Me
than,
too.
Than I did when I was younger.
How do you feel about Kiss?
I like Kiss. I've never been a massive Kiss fan
Yeah.
though either.
How
I know
about
you are?
Yeah, I love Kiss. What about let me ask you, do you still or did you ever have an affinity for KC and the Sunshine Band?
Love them.
Dude,
Absolutely. Reminds me of my childhood.
Me
actually.
too. I
Yeah.
swear to God, every time I hear KC and the Sunshine Band, I think of my mom and my brother and sister and all of us dancing in the living room to those songs.
I think of soccer, me playing soccer when I was young, because
I
we used
get
to
it.
have like banquets or whatever
Yeah.
at our school and
Yeah.
church, and that song would be playing because it was
Yep.
big then.
Yeah.
I think I had a chance to see them a few years ago. Were they at Pier 6, I think?
I don't know, but what a fun time.
I would love to see them.
I remember as a kid, and I'm not kidding, I forget the year. If I have to guess KC, 76,
Yeah.
77, it's right there.
So many fun songs.
Oh, and I remember my dad one time sitting at the table. We were little, and he was talking to my mom, and they must have just come out. And I just remember my dad like 3 times saying, "The guy's white. He's a white dude.
Right.
Like this guy's white." And we're listening to it. And when you're a kid, you don't know
never
what
know.
he means.
Yeah, you never
Right.
know.
But Jesus, when you listen to that, it's like, wow, how much funk
I know.
was in that stuff. Loved it. I was thinking about my child.
I don't think there was another white guy in the band, though, was there?
No, I don't
Yeah,
believe it. I
yeah.
think he had a white backup singer.
Yeah.
Girl. I could be wrong about that. But that was like, did you ever see his Behind the Music?
I don't think I saw
It's
it. No.
incredible, by
Yeah.
the way. Yeah. You know, his name is Casey something.
Yeah, yeah.
And Casey. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, in this documentary, he said the first time we performed live, he goes, the band used to open up, and I would come out when the song would start to sing, I would make an entrance like a James Brown.
Yeah.
He goes, so my band's playing, and he goes, I look out and it's all black audience, and we're thumping, man. The place is pumping. And I walk out on stage. He's like, it was like a needle skipped across the record. We were, huh? He said, but by the middle of the first song,
Yeah.
everybody's digging it.
Yep. I bet.
Yeah. That's got to be
He
tough.
was the real deal, man.
Yeah. You
That's
imagine?
that's like the Eminem of the 70s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's it for Matt's Music Minute.
All right. Matt's Music Minute brought to us by Natalie's Seafood Kitchen right in Falston. Incredible place. It is a great date night. It is a great family night. It's a great solo night. It is really a spectacular place.
And that tiki bar is, especially
my
when the weather's
favorite
nice.
place to be now and be outside.
Yep.
It's so awesome. Congratulations to Zach, Natalie, and Lou, and all the fine Kristen, all those good people up there. And they're supporting us, so we really appreciate them.
Yep. Bel Air
Obviously.
Road in Falston.
All right, now, Matt, we're going to get right into What's the Facts, Matt, but I have a quick thing I want to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Big show this Sunday night in Pasadena. If you are in Pasadena this Sunday night, I will be at Twain's Tavern. I haven't been to Pasadena in a very long time, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's a holiday weekend. It's a tough night, but if you're not doing anything, you want to see a really funny comedy show, myself, Nick DiCarlo, Bam Jacobs, just a killer show. I mean, these guys are smoking. And so if you're not doing anything in the Pasadena, you'll be done by 10. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Shows at 8. Twain's Tavern. Please go down and check them out this Sunday night when I'm there. So now let's get into it. Brought to us by Barnes Paving, BARNES paving.com. Give them a call at 443-243-3710. You're going to get a free consultation, and make sure you mention Mickey Talks to get 10% off at Barnes Paving, and let them help you with all your paving and asphalt needs. Barnes Paving is MHIC licensed and insured and accredited with the Better Business Bureau, and the 10% is real. Make sure you mention us. All right, Matt, it is time for That's the Facts. Matt, what do we got?
There's been a maintenance worker that has been charged in connection with the New Orleans jailbreak. The inmates escaped, of course, through a hole in the wall behind a toilet in the early hours of Friday, while the lone guard watching them went to get food. Authorities have arrested a 33-year-old maintenance worker in connection with the escape of 10 jail inmates. Sterling Williams admitted to law enforcement that one of the escapees advised him to turn the water off in the cell before the men slipped away through a hole behind the toilet. And, of course, instead of reporting the inmate, Williams turned the water off, directed them to get out, and their scheme was successful, of course. He's been charged with 10 counts of principal to simple escape. And the absence of the inmates, many charged with or convicted of violent offenses such as murder, was not reported for hours after that. And 5 have since been apprehended, 5 still at large right now.
It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
10 guys, murderers, can walk out of a jail.
What motivates a guy to help 10 inmates, 10 murderers?
Money.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
That's all it is.
You think it's like gang money?
Of course it is.
The other thing could be fear, right?
Well, I mean, look, yeah. I mean, if they knew the guy or knew his family or knew how to get a hold of him.
You know who we should ask is Bones.
Yeah. He'd
be able to give us the scoop on that.
Yeah, you're probably right. He
Yeah.
would know that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I love Bones. I just get scared when I talk to him because I never know what he's going to say.
I think he's a great guy.
Oh, he's the best, dude. I'm kidding.
Here's what's crazy. Think about how many resources it would take just to apprehend one guy that got out of jail. Now they got to get 10.
Well, I think the weirdest part of the whole story is how long it took before they realized it.
Crazy.
I mean, that just makes no sense to me.
They dropped. If I lived in that community, I would be horrified.
Can you imagine? Imagine you. How old's your daughter?
Yeah, 13.
She's out riding her bike, and you
Yeah.
hear 10 murderers just got out in your neighborhood.
Right.
You kill people. I mean, it's insanity.
Yeah.
And then that woman, I don't know if she was a warden or the sheriff in that area. Did you see that press conference?
Yes.
What a shit show that was. I mean, that was a joke.
Yeah. They had no answers.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Basically, that woman, you know what I would have respected? If she would have come out and said, listen, We have no idea how this happened. We are perplexed. We are going to do everything we can to figure it out. Please know that, somehow we missed something. We screwed up, but we're on it. Instead, it was like, well, we're not sure who helped them. We do everything we're supposed to do, including those 4 donuts you probably eat before 8 every day.
Well, it's bad enough that they got somebody on the inside that helped these guys,
right?
But then, nobody was watching the cameras.
Nothing.
Nobody figured it out for hours.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And they still haven't apprehended them all.
You know how, Matt, how we walk in this building every day and leave and nobody notices, right?
Yeah.
This isn't a jail, though. Like,
right.
We can't do that at jail.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't get it. It's bizarre.
Nuts.
Yeah.
It is nuts. There's a mortuary who got it dead wrong as well. A Los Angeles family is suing a funeral home after workers misplaced their loved one's body and dressed another corpse in its clothing. So Amanda Hunt says she arrived at the Harrison Ross mortuary to view her late uncle's body and was shocked to see somebody else wearing his suit. She says, it was a guy laying there in my uncle's suit, but it wasn't my uncle. I just kept looking at him, and I'm like, he couldn't have gotten that dark.
Yeah, he couldn't have turned black when he died.
Even worse, she says that the worker dismissed her concerns and insisted it was the correct body.
What an idiot.
Yeah. And that she was the one who was mistaken. Hunt said, that's not my uncle. My uncle wouldn't have gotten that dark. I showed a picture, and she said, yeah, you're right. Give us 1 minute.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I'm going to see my grandmother tomorrow at 4:00.
Right.
If I walk in there and there's a black man in her dress, I'm not going to cause problems, but I will not be told that that's what happens when she dies.
Right.
Oh, man, that's crazy. What a crazy story.
So there is this is crazy too. A 24-year-old Venezuelan man posed as a teen and attended Ohio high school.
Saw this story,
year.
Dude. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt your story, but I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, Anthony Emmanuel Labrador Sierra was arrested in Ohio on Monday for pretending to be a 16-year-old attending Perrysburg High School. The 24-year-old enrolled in 2024 in January using fake documents, including a false birth certificate, and joined the school's soccer and swim teams. His guardians tipped off the school after learning he was an adult, and police arrested him during a traffic stop on May 19th. He's facing felony forgery charges. The school called the case highly unusual. I mean, talk about another institution dropping the ball.
Well, this is weird. We don't usually let grown-ass men in here, but somehow it happened. Dude,
he's got gray hairs in his beard.
Dude, that story. I mean, listen, I bet you, I'm not kidding, until I was probably 21, 22.
Yeah.
I could have stayed in high school, like the way I looked. I was tiny. I was a baby face.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 25, I mean, here's the weird part. Did I miss part of the story? Wasn't he living with 2 people? Like, who was he? That's the part where I'm confused. Like, who were his parents? Like,
well, it says that Labrador had a driver's license and a social security number, which helped him enroll. So he somehow obtained illegal documents.
But I think the people that turned him in were who he lived with.
Well, they said, well, yeah, let me see. His guardians tipped off the school.
Okay, that's my point. So he had legal guardians.
Yeah.
So he fooled them.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
They eventually figured out he was a grown man.
Like, we got to stop sending this man to high school. And what if he brought a girl home one day and they think it's a normal?
God,
think about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's creepy. It's weird.
That's super creepy.
I
wonder if there's more to the story.
I think there is.
Here.
It might have been a threesome gone wrong or something.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Here's some craziness that just went down in Charleston, South Carolina. The police down there got to see a whole new side of Superman. Police say they observed a man walking in nothing but his underwear and shoes and yelling incoherently.
Yeah.
They say he kept insisting he was Superman and God. He was also yelling about, quote, vague historic events and appeared to be drunk or on drugs. And this is the even crazier
Was this Florida?
part. No, this is Charleston, South Carolina.
Close enough. We're getting down there.
Putting Florida to shame.
Yeah.
Police took the man into custody and later determined that he is not Superman, but he is instead 53-year-old William Mullins McLeod Jr., a well-known local attorney and a former political figure who once ran for governor in 2010.
There's a man who just cracked is what happened.
Yeah.
That's all that is. When you see that shit, right? Like, remember when Martin Lawrence ended up in the L.A. on the street?
No, I don't think I remember that story.
He basically they arrested him in the street screaming. I think he was in boxers, like nothing else. Just snapped. I mean, you drink, you do drugs, and then you have all this pressure on top of you. And I think people finally just snap. They're like, I can't deal with it anymore. I don't care. Think whatever you want. I'm nuts. Put me away. A lot of that's a cry for help. People don't know how to just say, hey, I'm fucked up. I need help. So what they do is they do something crazy, knowing, all right, they'll see I'm crazy, then they'll help me. I learned that for real. So
you think they do it as a cry for help?
A lot of times.
Doing it without kind of being aware that they're doing it?
I think it's kind of I think they're aware. I do.
Kind of like a Britney Spears shave her head type thing?
Yeah. I think what happens is people get to a point, I've been there, where you don't even know how to explain what's going on in your head. So I think that people tend to do things to say, okay, look, I'm crazy. Help me. And it's sad. Usually, when it's violent, that's different. When somebody beats somebody up or rapes somebody or that kind of shit, that's different. But when somebody just, gets naked, starts yelling incoherent shit.
I'm Superman.
They're fried, man. And the human mind, the human brain can only take so much before it will do whatever it wants, man. And a lot of times I believe your subconscious is just screaming.
I'm sure taking a lot of drugs helps too.
Yeah. I mean, that all messes with it.
Yeah.
It definitely does, without a doubt.
So scientists created holograms that you can see, hear, and feel.
This is it. We're done, Matt.
I know. Listen to this. Researchers from the University of Sussex have found a way to create cutting-edge holograms that you can not only see, but also hear and even feel. And they pulled it off by drawing on some vintage tech. The researchers published a paper on their device, which they call the multimodal acoustic trap display. And the device works
Wait
by
a minute.
using...
I'm sorry, Matt. Read that again. The name of it?
Yeah, it's called the multimodal acoustic trap display, or MATD.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with the acronym. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to do that.
That's all right.
I'm trying to think of a word. Matted. Matted, yeah.
The device works by using ultrasound
I'm going home
waves.
tonight, Matt, to get matted.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get matted tonight.
They use ultrasound waves to trap and move a 2 millimeter wide polystyrene bead around in midair. The bead traces out an object shape in 3 dimensions, while LEDs shine red, green, and blue light on it. And because the bead is moving so fast, the human eye sees only the complete shape. A compelling illusion, not entirely unlike the way a rapid series of still frames looks on a moving image, like a movie.
Yeah.
And then, the use of ultrasound waves allows the device to produce audible noise as well as a physical sensation. So even if not audible to us, it says that ultrasound is still a mechanical wave and it still carries enough energy through the air, and it focuses this energy, which can then stimulate your ears for audio and your skin to feel content.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, where are we heading, man?
I don't know. I mean, what would you do with that? What could you do with that?
That's the dumbest question I've ever heard. I mean, that's where we're heading. It's it's scary, man.
Well, you're going to be able to bring historic figures back to life.
You're also going to be able to bring any woman you want to life and any man you want to life.
Yeah.
And imagine having a girlfriend that physically pleasures you, talks when you feel like talking, never complains, never says no, and it's totally your servant.
I don't know.
That is where we're heading.
But that's not that wouldn't be it would never be my thing. But
you say that now,
Matt.
Matt.
If it helps somebody that is lonely, I have no problem.
You're
That's
missing
fine.
my point.
Yeah.
How many times do you think people are in relationships where they're driving and they're by themselves and they go, I really don't want to be in this relationship, but I don't want to be alone. so that people spend their whole lives with someone they can't stand. Now, if you get all the joy that person brings you and none of the bullshit, why would you consider it?
So you think you would end up with a hologram?
Do I? No.
Yeah.
Because unless that hologram can become conscience almost, like I don't know.
If it's driven by AI, it might seem kind of conscious, right?
Yeah,
Even
I
if
mean,
it's not.
if they can respond in kind, meaning, I love you, and they say, I love you too, and it's a really creepy slope. I mean, I think humans are messing with being human, and I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I think it's scary, and I think it's something that we really should. I'm not a guy that wants to regulate any kind of progress, but you're talking about things now that will remove people from society for life.
What's kind of already happening with
On a
phones
small scale.
and- yeah.
On a small scale. Imagine now, Friday night, 6:00 at night, you're driving home from work, you pick up your phone and you type a couple things, and you type, cook me a steak, put on the news, set the thermometer to 70,
Clean the house.
and give me a baked potato and corn, and I'll be home in 30 minutes.
Call my hologram friends.
Yeah. And then, and be dressed provocatively. And I want to have sex first when I get home. Then I'm going to eat. Then we're going to watch TV. I mean, what human being wouldn't want that sort of just absolute servitude? I mean, it's intoxicating. You're a king. If you're your own king.
Yeah, but as far as a human relationship with somebody,
What are you
know?
talking about? I've already described everything in a relationship. Sex, duty, honor. They're all going to be met. The only thing that's not going to be understood is what the AI is really thinking about you. 95% of men, do you really care? I'm being honest here. If you could start a relationship and the woman did everything you asked, and this goes for women too, to men, it doesn't matter. But the other person does everything you ask, always is happy, and no matter what you say, they laugh, they feel great. They don't really feel bad.
Can't that get quite boring though?
Oh, I'd love to give it a shot. To get everything you want? Yeah, that could be horrible.
Yeah, after a while, you just
Bullshit.
get everything you want. They
'Cause I don't
agree with
get
everything
anything.
you say.
I'm living the exact opposite every day. I never get anything I want. Everything I say is wrong, no matter who I'm talking to. So, yeah, I'd give it a good decade of, hey, thanks. I need another
you need a little
drink.
bit of differences to make things interesting. And
I'm telling you, a lot of people don't, Matt.
yeah,
I know what you're saying, and I get it.
I agree with you that there's going to be a lot of people that are attracted to that. And it's going to make a lot of people who might otherwise be lonely, not lonely.
I'll tell you this much. Can you imagine? Just think about this. You're 19. You're a video game guy, right? Mom,
Oh, imagine
hovered
the
over-
graphics they'll
Dude.
make for video games.
Dude.
You'll be in them.
you're going to be in them, number
Yeah.
one. But say you're a 300-pound, 20-year-old guy. You're not an attractive man. You work somewhere that's not the best, right? You make a couple dollars an hour. You come home, you sit in your mom's basement. You're, young man. And all of a sudden, you have an AI smoking hot girlfriend. Really? You think that guy would rather deal with the girl that works, at the Wawa, that gets off at 4 a.m, who is just as miserable as him in life, and that's his girlfriend? I mean, I get that you're saying you want that connection, but I'll tell you,
But is it going to be healthy to cut yourself off from real humans, though?
how's it unhealthy?
I don't know. You just lose touch with people.
Yeah,
human contact.
And that's because we were raised in constant contact.
Yeah.
Imagine you grew up in the 1800s. You saw the people that lived in your prairie.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, we're just so accustomed to a way of life that when people think, oh my God, you wouldn't see anyone else. Yeah, I'm good with that.
We're going to be so old and senile when this happens. We're not going to know how any of it works.
Oh, I will. I'm going to be the only 98-year-old guy out there getting, what's it called? Matted. I'll be getting matted every day. 98 years old.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I know you probably will not visit the world's first space hotel, which is set to open in 2027.
What is it?
It's the world's first commercial space hotel. Voyager Station is what it's called. It aims to be open by 2027, accommodating 280 guests and 112 crew members. The project is being planned by Orbital Assembly Corporation.
What are you going to do the first night you get there? It's all rich people.
Yeah.
You know, one of these women that are loaded are going to get there and go, yeah, well, I don't, let's go. I don't like it. Can we stay at another place? Get an Uber.
She's going to be floating. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't really like this place.
This
It sucks.
The good news is a place like that, though, you can just open the front door and just kind of push her. You open your hotel window.
Weren't you here with somebody, sir?
I was.
Yeah.
That would be great. A hotel, you can just push your partner and they just float away. Nothing bad happens to them. They don't fall out of the window and die. You just get rid of them. It's like, here you go. Goodbye. See ya. You can wave for like 4 days. Just wave to them. Would you do that? Go to a hotel in space?
In a heartbeat. Listen
Oh,
to
God,
this
not
place
me.
here.
No.
Construction of the 50,000 square meter Voyager facility will start in 2026.
Is it a Trump tower? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Is it a Trump outer space tower?
Well, to me, the construction timeline sounds unrealistic. It's starting in 2026, the construction, and they're going to be ready to have guests in 2027.
I mean, it's got to be easier to build in space, right? There's no resistance. There's no.
I saw a picture of what it's supposed to be. It's like a giant wheel with spokes and a big thing in the center, and it spins for artificial gravity. Listen to this, Mick. Listen to this place.
Just so you know, I'm totally uninterested, but I'm going to I don't mean uninterested. I would just never do it, but I do want to hear about it.
Okay, yeah. So it starts 2027 is when they're hoping to have it up and running, is what they're saying. 50,000 square meter Voyager facility will start in 2026, and it aims to welcome its first passengers in 2027. The hotel will feature luxury villas, restaurants, a cinema, spa, and gym. And of course, they're saying high ticket prices are expected initially, though advances in space travel could lower costs over time. You imagine the view out the window and just experiencing weightlessness.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I do. I find it to be. I don't know. I've never wanted to. I love the youth. Like, I'm a huge fan of youth, and what I mean by that is music, culture. They drive us, man. They find new stuff.
Yeah.
And I've always looked back and said, all right, what are you kids into? You know, my kids have turned me on to some. I just feel like we're entering a time where a 5-year window is eternity. I mean,
yeah.
Think about the year 2000. We're basically all locked down. Can't go anywhere. Have to wear a mask.
You mean 2020?
What did I say?
Yeah, you said 2000.
I'm sorry, 2020. Yeah. We can't go anywhere. We're stuck in our house. You know, if you do drive, you got to wear a mask, which is like wearing a rubber while you masturbate, wearing a mask in your own car. Idiots. Anyway, so that's where we were 5 years ago. Now they're building a hotel in space.
Yeah.
Like, it's insanity. I think
I mean, Mick, we got a space force now. I mean,
I get it. I'm just saying.
Countries are planning to build stuff on the moon, and there's weapons in the sky now and satellites. And
when do you think the announcement comes? You know the announcement. When do they make it?
I don't know. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to get off of this planet.
No, not that announcement.
What announcement are you talking about?
That they're real. The aliens and the ship.
Well,
when do you think Trump goes, listen, I tried. That's why I started Space Force. I do a terrible Trump. I just like doing it. We have
I like your Trump.
The best Space Force is the greatest. It's the greatest Space Force of all the Space Forces.
I got probed. It was the best probe I've ever had. The greatest probe in the universe.
I'm telling you now, when you get up there, go to Trump Mars. Trump Mars. We named it Trump. It used to be Mars. Now it's Trump Mars. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I always have I have a pretty good gauge on the zeitgeist of things. People really close to me.
Haven't they already admitted that, though?
Not really.
There was a guy.
They're saying they don't know. They'll admit that they don't know what it is.
Well, listen, there was a guy. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. There was a guy who just recently had a meeting with Congress and was talking about the 4 different types of aliens
Yeah.
that the U.S. government is aware of. This is a very well-respected physicist who's worked with the government and secret projects for a long time.
You know what?
Talking to a
I'm
congressman.
going to try something. And I don't even
Yeah.
know if this will work. I have no idea. But a friend of mine told me that these AI models actually read stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but they have access to any computer system in the world, even like top secret stuff.
Are we going to have social security?
Yeah, yeah.
What word am I looking for, Mick?
Wait a minute, let me do this.
Secret Service showing up at our building here?
Let's ask this question. Here we go. Has there been undeniable proof that aliens exist? So let's see what this thing says.
She's going to talk to you?
This says there are 3 men at your front door right now that would like to speak. No, I'm kidding. While the scientific community widely acknowledges the possibility of extraterrestrial life, there is no undeniable, definitive, or conclusive proof that aliens exist or have ever visited Earth. So that's what like the general consensus of the everything on the internet thinks. So then you say to yourself, all right, are all these coincidences? And maybe it's us developing technology that we don't want the world to know about. So we're going with the alien thing as a government.
But it's not just us. It's all over the world.
But it's our shit or China's,
yeah.
right? Would we acknowledge that China has these weapons that could take us out in a second? And would China recognize that we have weapons that could take them out in a second that they can't fight against?
No, of course not. But
there's a lot to all of it.
Kinds of countries, not just the U.S. And
Yeah.
not only reported sightings, but high-ranking military. I forget there was a leader of I feel like it was like Iran or it was one of the Middle Eastern countries, wrote a book, and in that book talked about meeting with.
I thought that was King
extraterrestrials.
Hussein from Jordan.
Maybe
Wasn't
that's
that
who
who
it
it
was.
was?
Maybe that's who it was.
Yeah, this was like 20 years ago, 25.
Yeah, I don't think it was that long ago.
No,
I
that
think
it happened.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And then the
maybe,
book
yeah.
came out not too long. Yeah,
right.
I could be wrong about that being King Hussein from.
Well, he was the one that said there's
Sure.
an intergalactic federation,
Yeah.
or a galactic federation.
Do you believe that?
I think that if
Do you think there's aliens out there?
of course,
You do. And
I
you
mean,
think we've
I
been
don't have
visited?
any, I don't have any proof.
Right.
I would like proof,
But in your
but
gut,
do I believe in my gut that in this incredibly humongous universe? Yeah. And
not that question. I believe that too.
yeah.
Have they been here?
I think they have.
I
yeah.
do too.
Yeah.
I do. I believe it, but I can't prove it. And that's what sucks about
Right.
the whole thing. Do you think the government, if it is real, is setting us up right now to just accept it? I think that's what this is. You know that, right? The slow reveal. You've heard about the slow reveal, right?
I guess, but they've already admitted it. The next
Well,
step would
they've
be us seeing one of these beings or their technology.
Well, I believe this. Before, let me say a couple things. All right. When COVID happened, I said to people close to me, and they will back me up if I have to prove it.
Yeah.
I said at the end of this, whatever this bullshit sickness is that everybody's doing, the world's going to be totally different. You're going to see massive problems in every country with civil unrest. Because during COVID, people started having time on their hands, and they started reading and watching things that just goes by the normal person day to day.
And everybody started podcasts and
And people started talking about this
Right.
stuff. So I said, you're going to see a very fast, rapid sort of information coming our way that they have been holding back. The Doge thing, I think I said it on somebody's podcast around, I would say 4 years ago. I said, don't be surprised if somebody doesn't come in there and start raiding the checkbook and we find out that all this money has just been getting wasted. Here's my next prediction, and I'm really serious. Before 2027, there will be an alien encounter. I believe it's going to be in outer space, but I think something will happen.
What do you mean an encounter?
I think that the world will see one. And I think that it will unite the planet and tear it apart all at the same time. And I think that after that, we're going to be living in a totally different world, bro.
Well, the leader of the country, whoever that was that
Yeah.
wrote that book from Earth, I'm
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
who claimed that there was a galactic federation. I think he also claimed that the Earth, the people on Earth, aren't as developed as we need to be part of that, is what he was saying.
I believe that.
And that they were waiting for us, I guess, to catch up, because most of these races have been around for 2 billion years.
Yeah.
Which is the technology they have and the understanding of the universe and science is way above what we are now. We're just apes down here now.
Well, do you think, like, when you think about, we got to wrap up, buddy, but when you think about all this, does it scare you?
I don't know. I'm kind of excited, man.
I'm
ready
excited.
to meet the I'm ready to meet the aliens.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
If aliens are out there, does God go away for you?
My feeling about God is it's almost the same as the aliens. So I am open to whatever is out there. I'm open to evidence of something.
Now, here's another question.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody traveled 10 light years and they got here in a way that we don't know how, and they managed to figure it out. When they show up, shouldn't we just shut up and listen?
Well, of course.
They're clearly smarter than us, right?
Yeah.
Do we have that ability?
We better, because somebody with that kind of technology could drastically.
And they're not going to waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine you go, that's a bad example, but it's not. Forget America. Early in human history, you civilize, you realize how to get water to run. You start exploring the world. You find people living in complete poverty. They don't know how to agriculture, and you show up and you go, hey, listen, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. And you try to help them and they sabotage it. How long are you going to put up with that?
Yeah. Well, that's what he said too. Another thing was they're waiting for there to be one world government. They're going to come down here and deal with all the different country leaders and stuff.
Well, that's why I said it's going to be outer space.
Yeah.
They're going to basically, I think the aliens are coming and saying, look, we're here. You guys are fucking this up bad. You should be one planet, not 170 countries. Like, do you realize you're like Delaware compared to the universe, and you're acting like a big deal? And I think that's when people on Earth are going to have to go, oh shit.
Well, look, science and military is going to be paying very close attention, I'm sure.
Oh,
my
God.
They're going to want to know everything.
Yeah. Have you ever met any of the like real deep military guys that you never even heard of? Like, I got to meet a guy.
Yeah.
Works at the Pentagon. Like that kind of guy that knows everything.
I got a couple friends who work.
Whenever you bring this up to them,
yeah.
they always have the same kind of answer.
Well, they can't talk to you at all.
No,
anything.
but they'll say things really interestingly, like, is it real? And they go like this, man, all I can tell you is everything I've seen, there's no definitive answer either way.
Yeah.
And that means, yes, they are.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Right. Which means they're real.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. It's creepy and crazy.
Let's wrap up with this quick story.
Yeah,
here.
man. Go ahead, buddy.
There's an LA barber shop who is warding off the homeless by blasting the song Baby Shark.
I love it.
His methods keep people away. This is a surefire winner. A barbershop in downtown LA is playing Baby Shark on repeat to keep homeless people from camping outside. The owner, Peter Yoon, started this in early May because encampments were blocking his business and scaring customers away. The loud, catchy song makes it hard for people to stay near the shop. One woman screamed and threw her shoes when it played, and others have moved their tents down the street. Yoon said he's not trying to be mean, but he wants the city to fix the problem. I
get it.
Yeah, of course. I think it's genius, though.
I do too. I have zero problem with it.
I'll give the guy $5 too, though. I have no problem doing that.
You know what? Did you ever hear this story? A friend of mine, you wouldn't have heard this. A friend of mine owned a coffee shop in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he had a bad homeless problem. He took 3 hoses and a rain spout and put it like 4 feet out from his door, right?
Yeah.
And put hoses in them, and it just poured water.
Huh.
And the homeless guys used to hang out and lean against his window. So as customers walked up, he stood right there. He turned the water off. Customer walk in, he turned it right back on. Customer walk up.
He had a moat.
He had a moat, dude.
That is
An
hilarious.
aerial moat that just kept the homeless people away from his storefront.
You know what I would like to think that I would do? You know those stores that you can go in there and you can buy a meal and you put it up on the bulletin board, and then a homeless guy can come in and get a meal?
Yeah. That's cool.
But long as you stay out of off the sidewalk and let our customers in, I don't have any problem.
When we had the comedy club downtown, you'd get them
Yeah.
every now and then, like there'd be a line out the door and they'd be coming
Yeah.
around begging. I just used to go out. I'd go like this. Hey, how much for you to leave? Give me $10. Bye. Goodbye. $10. Get up the road. It's the
Yeah,
easiest way to handle them.
You know, the coolest thing when I was doing Noise in the Basement at Fletcher's
Yeah.
downtown, it would be like 2:00 in the morning. The
Yeah.
club would be closing, and
Yeah.
there'd be homeless guys hanging around, and they used to give them jobs. They would be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'll pay you to take
out the
trash
trash out.
or
Yeah.
clean this up.
Of course.
and I'll pay you," and treat them really well. Gave them some food.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, Hammerjacks didn't really have any homeless guys down there just because
Yeah.
it's a bad neighborhood. But you would get some ne'er-do-wells, so to speak.
yeah,
You can buy them off in a second.
yeah.
They just start hanging around. Here's $20. Go watch the end of that parking lot. You get another 20 at the end of the night.
And a lot of those guys end up security for
Oh.
like the ladies that would leave late at night.
Yep.
I know they would look
I'll
out
walk
for
into your
them.
car, man.
Yeah,
I'll walk,
yeah,
tons of them.
yeah.
They're just trying to make a buck.
Yep.
That 99% of the time, homeless people want to get high, get drunk, and eat. Here's some money.
Yep.
Have
Exactly.
fun, brother.
Yep.
I have no problem with it.
Me neither. No.
If I'd give the church $20.
Yeah.
I can give a homeless guy $20.
Right.
Right now, I'd like somebody to give me $20. Can you put our Venmo up on the screen? real
I
quick?
will. But
Do we have it?
Yeah,
Can we do that on Facebook now too?
Yeah, it'll be up there. Wait a minute. Did you take it down? Hold on.
I never would have taken it down.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, let's see if it goes up on screen.
Here it is.
Yeah, this will take we're a couple minute delay here.
That's where you can help us buy us a new microphone.
Yeah, you can help us buy stuff for the studio we need.
Yeah, it's Mickey's Venmo, which is Michael.
Oh, there it
Tachema.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pretty soon the show Venmo will get out of my name and be in the shows.
Yeah. That's coming soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a bank account, Mick.
It's getting there. We're so close.
It's hilarious.
But a lot of good stuff going on. Matt, great show today. Tomorrow on the show, John Rollo, MMA guy, does all the Shogun fights. That is his company.
Tommy Lee's former bodyguard.
Tommy Lee's former bodyguard was a black belt from the it's Gracie family, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hoist and all those Renzo. I don't know many.
Enzo, yeah.
Enzo. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
A legend here in town. We're going to be talking to him. A lot of great guests coming up. Don't forget, Thursday night, tomorrow night, I will be in Falston Barrel House for Three Guys Walk Into a Bar. Friday, I forget. Saturday, I'll be at the Reckless Shepherd Brewery in Columbia. And then Sunday night, Twain's Tavern. Please, Twain's Tavern, Pasadena, Maryland. Come on out. Matt, tell everybody what they need to do for us.
Well, we're not going to be on Facebook forever. So eventually we're going to be strictly streaming to YouTube. So please start watching us there. Not only subscribe, but start watching us there instead of Facebook. It's youtube.com/@MickeyTalksPod. And just subscribe, watch the videos there, and make that the place where you watch the show now.
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you people? No, I'm kidding. For those of you staying loyal to Facebook, I love you guys. I'm
Of
trying
course.
to figure. Today we didn't do it. We did it through StreamYard, so it's not going to have as many views at first. People catch up,
Yeah.
but we're trying to figure it all out. Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Yep.
Everybody, I will see you guys tomorrow. It is such a pleasure to entertain you every day, and it is an honor. Thank you. We will see you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. with John Rollo. Take care, everybody.